to Non-League Adventure with me, GW365. This is Season 4, Episode 4, playing as Curzon National Football Club on Football Manager 2016. If you joined us last time, we had the live comp against Southport, and it ended in a bit of disappointing fashion. We bossed them in terms of chances, pretty even game in terms of possession, but we were winning 1-0 just before half-time. They got a goal fairly early into the second half, and there wasn't really another highlight, really, if I remember rightly. Yeah, pretty disappointed we didn't win, because Southport have actually been struggling a little bit in the league, but nevertheless, it is a team that came down with us. I was expecting a tough game, and that's exactly what we got. We followed that up with a loss. A very disappointing loss, I have to say, against North Ferriby. Aristote Amisi Camineno. Please let us know if I've butchered that name. Again, similar story. We edged the chances. Didn't really have much in terms of possession. First half was appalling. We had 2 shots all half, and we it was 0-0. And I asked him. Well, I bollocked him at half time. Got a bit of a response, but not until after they'd scored, which wasn't ideal. We then had the FA Cup third qualifying round against Rugby, and we battered them basically. We beat them 3-0, but pleased to see that we got three goals to start off with, but 3 different scorers. That was very pleasing indeed. However, Paul Jennings gashed his arm. Somehow that stops him from playing. It won't stop me, if I'm being completely honest. As a result, we got AFC filed, or filled, however you pronounce it. I'm going to start saying filed. Our bogey, that's the reason why I've put them on, because they're a bogey team to us. So yeah, that to look forward to. Danny Sampson, the backup left back, injured for 5 to 6 weeks with broken ribs. That was a bit of a pain in the dick. Didn't stop us in the next game though. All his injuries to key players, not really holding us back, because we beat Gainsborough 3-0. Very convincing performance here. They had 11 shots. About 8 of them were long range, and I don't even remember them having a single highlight until probably the last 5 minutes. So that was very pleasant to see. And then that cup game, the FA Cup 4th qualifying round, 2-0 win this was. 2 goals early in the first half. We played a hell of a lot better. We played with a defensive strategy, and this is how it resulted. Downing had a pretty poor game, but other than that, everyone else had a relatively good game. So that's who we got next, Leyton Orient. This is going to be the live com. I was going to have the Harrogate game, but I decided Leyton Orient because it's not every day you play a Football League side. They are first in League 2, so I'm expecting a pounding. Let's just say that, and to lose this football match, Kiggedy. But no. We beat Worcester 1-0 away. Not the most convincing win, but we did get it in the end. Joe Piggott with a late surge into the box from a deep cross. A bit reminiscent of all the goals we conceded last season. That's a good thing about Piggott. He's got some pretty decent pace on him. Anthony Barry, I think I've put this on because he's going to miss the game against Leyton Orient. He's out for 6 to 8 games. I was going to say, but it's not games, it's days. 6 to 8 days, so he's going to miss the Leyton Orient game. As a result now, our job security is very secure. They're delighted with our leadership qualities. Corey Roberts has been a revelation with sounds of things, and despite the positives, the fans are disappointed at a 1-1 draw with FC United. Yeah, I can see it, but we went the next game and trounced them 4-1, so what are you complaining at? Bitch. But yeah, we followed that up with a 2-0 loss against Harrogate at home. Very disappointing performance all around. Got beaten on the shots tally. We got beaten on the possession. They went 2-0 up, and actually after going 1-0 down, I changed it to defensive. But by the time it had a chance to change, they'd scored again. So unfortunately, it was a little bit too late, because I realised I'd started with the wrong setting. Although I should have been starting with standard. I think I had it on control because we were slight favourites. But Harrogate are a decent side. And they showed exactly how good they are. I mean, Tyler Denton, I can't show you him now, but he's like far better than any of our players. I did have a look at signing him, and unfortunately, he wasn't interested in the move. It was when I got Henry Rowlinson. I looked at all the players released from Leeds, and he was the only one that wanted to come, was Rowlinson. Danny Sampson, not even returned to full fitness yet, and he's got another injury. I'm starting to regret signing him. He is only back up, and this is where we are now. As you can see, Leo Hunt is still out with a broken leg, obviously. But Henry Rawlinson's just returned back to full fitness, so there's a few options. So this is the team we're going to be playing with. Worth noting, I'm just going to point something out that I didn't take a screenshot of. Shamal George, I've noticed he's got a bit of like, interest in him. Tried to offer him a contract. Oh dear. He's only on a 1-year contract, which means he's out of contract at the end of the year. I'm just hoping we're not going to have the same issue as last season. Last season where we had to let Baird go, and we end up signing someone who's not really anywhere near as good. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. And equally, Henry Rawlinson here, he's attracting a lot of, I don't know what's happening there, a lot of interest as well. I'm assuming he's probably going to be in the same boat. Yep. So it's like literally a 1-year deal that I've got these for, so we have to make the most of it and try and sign him on towards the end of towards the end of this season. But this is the team we're going to go for at the bottom. Lex needs to do one because life is strange indeed. So I'm starting with George in the net with a back four of Smith, Roberts, Tunnicliffe and Downing. Jones, Ward, Barry and Hinchcliffe make up the midfield four, with Hooper the target man alongside Piggott the false 9, who's been playing quite well, and as you can see, it's actually at like 3 notches. That's the first time I've had anyone, I think, apart from Liam Blake for a couple of games in the last couple of seasons, who's been more than two notches for a false 9. So that is very, very pleasing to see, and this is probably one of the reasons why he's increasing his ability like tenfold. And I did have high hopes for him, and he has hit the ground running. He's got 10 goals in 12 appearances already, and 3 off the bench, of course. So I'm hoping for big things. I think he's got a couple of hat-tricks. He might have had 2 hat-tricks. Obviously, we're going to stick with defensive positioning here. That's the match training focus. So let's get into this game. And hopefully, we can pull off a shock like we did that Birmingham game 2 years ago. Because that was amazing, that. League 1. Birmingham comes to, we go to St Andrews and earn ourselves a draw and a replay. Solved all our financial woes at the time. A couple of, a decent result here would help out, but the actual first game to start off with should help us out in terms of financial situation. It's just a shame the League 2 rather than League 1. But we are the massive underdogs here, so I'm not going to be expecting anything. I'm just going to say nobody expects a result. Just play without pressure. I am going to follow that up with I've got faith, because I have got faith, and this is because I'm not expecting to win. I'm just really just going to quickly do this and get into the game. So we get the game underway, and Tunnicliffe kicks it long downfield. Nice scissor kick action. Looks like I'm going to kick the guy's head off by Tunnicliffe. Now it's another Cliff, this time Hinch. Downing with a long ball forward. Brown beats Piggott in the air. And now Simpson. No, worth noting, he's not very fit. Con Air. Is that like a pirated version of Con Air, starring Nicolas Cage and John Malkovich? Who knows? Wharton plays it wide to Senior, the left back. And it's just a false highlight, as it is normally in every situation, because it's a big game. I actually thought, well, not a big game for us, not a big game in general. It's a pretty mediocre game in the full scale of things. But so far, 50-50 possession after 10 minutes. I can't really complain. And we've had a shot, and is this a goal? Well, that should have been a goal. Absolutely no question. Hooper had all the goal, basically an open goal, and he kicks it straight at the goalkeeper. Very disappointed in you, my son, with you finishing 10. Should have been finishing 1 there. We have missed quite a few chances there, I'd like to add. Against Harrogate, I think we had a chance. They scored to go 2-0 up, and I think we had a golden opportunity about 25 minutes in. Because obviously, if you notice, we conceded 2 by 11 minutes or something. And it was a cross, straight across. 1-on-1 with keeper, just first time finish, kicked it straight to keeper. Had that gone in, I think the outcome could have been, and probably would have been different. Because it would have probably gone on and lost 5-1. No. But here comes Hinchcliffe for a decent ball in. He gets the second bite of the cherry. And he does fine. Jones at the back post. What a save from the keeper, who can't even see his name. And now Deeran has joined the game, so now I can't even see his name still. Cross comes in. It's wide. Come on, Deeran. Sizak. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. It's a very bright start for us. They've not really they haven't had a highlight yet. We've had 2 clear-cut chances. We've had 5 shots to their 8, and their position is substantially better. But we're still in this game. It's 0-0. Playing without fear. It's worth noting that Barry's ability has dropped to 2 stars as well, which is kind of good to know, because a couple of his physical stats have dropped. But that's to be expected with his current age. So that's a good first half. I'm not going to say we're the favourites. I'm just going to say, no one is expected still. I'm still going to stick with the same sort of thing. I'm still going to say I've got faith in them, because I do have faith that they can cause an upset. They've done it before. Not all these players. A couple of them have, albeit probably all of them are on like the bench, i.e. Liam Thompson. Freddie Yao might have played a part in the game against Birmingham. I'm not entirely sure. I know we've had him, this is his 3rd season. Yeah, I don't think we had anyone else. I want to say we had Liam Smith, but I don't think we did. But never mind. Let's get into the game. We might have actually had Liam Smith, I'm sure we signed him when we lost Woodford. Anyway, Leighton Orient get us into the second half now. And Randall has it. Is this going to be another false highlight? In a way, I hope so, because they're on the ball. I don't want them to score. Here's the lead striker, Mulhern. He's very handy, to say the least. That's a good tackle from Ward. Now can we break? Hooper now. Plays a lovely ball towards Hinchcliffe, and he brings it down. Oh, look at that touch. It like Ronaldinho-esque. Great ball in, back post. Jones, man. He should have been busting along to get to that. That would have been 1-0 to the mighty Curzon Ashton. Worth noting, we haven't won as many headers as we should, but we've won a fair few. Nearly half. Won quite a lot of tackles. Crosses completed isn't actually that terrible, 13%. It's usually like 1. Passing's appalling though. Look at that stat, 60%. But I've taken my eye off the clock and we need to make changes, albeit I'd only change if anyone got to 70 or less. So Anthony Barrett is going to come off. He's not 100% fit anyway. I did mention that he was going to be missing this game. Turns out he wasn't. And we are... Oh, I've messed up. I was supposed to leave Carnero on the bench and I forgot to leave him on. I was supposed to take Freddie Yao off. You know what? I'm thinking Freddie Yao because he's quite creative. I'm going to bring him on. Let's see. No one really knows him. He's a bit of an unknown breed, if that's the right way to put it. Let's see how he fares. Jordan Jones. Not having the best game. I might leave you on for a little bit longer. I might bring on Henry Rowlandson towards the back end because he's obviously just coming back from a fairly lengthy injury. You know what? I'm going to bring on Paul Jennings. I was saying Ben Jennings or something. I think that's because it's someone I've met that's called Ben Jennings. I'm not sure. But he's going to come on for Hooper. He's had a relatively poor game. Piggott I'm going to leave on because he can get a goal out of nothing, it seems, at this moment in time. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to give him a bit of a passionate team talk here, encouraging. And give us a bit of a push for the last quarter of the game. Hopefully we can press on here and at least keep it at a draw, get another tie, it gets us some more money in. Worst case scenario, we'll get a bit of a payday. Best case scenario, we'll get into the next round and get drawn against like one of the big boys that's maybe dropped into the championship. But it looks like it's not going to be because Phil Pott has just scored his first ever goal for Leighton Orient, which is usually the case. It seemed a pretty straightforward goal, really, if I'm being completely honest. Randall crossed it in. 2 players around him. Who missed the header? Tunnicliffe. I can't be too harsh on them. They're basically League 2 leaders. The 2 divisions above us. Probably soon to be 3. So I can't really crumble too hard. But can we still hold out and maybe get a late goal on the counter and take it to a draw? Take it to a replay, sorry. Here comes Wharton back to Brown. He chips it forward. Tunnicliffe loses that in the heading department again. He didn't even jump for that one. But eventually he clears it away. That was a clear-cut opportunity for Leighton Orient, who are actually starting to boss this game now as the legs are starting to get a bit tired. Henry Rowlandson, welcome back to the side. Grab yourself a goal, son. It's time for you to make a difference. Let's find a peeling off Joe Piggott. That'll be awesome. Please. the main thing is we haven't disgraced ourselves. You know, like I said, we're playing against top of League 2. I didn't expect to win. I expected a decent performance, which I think we've given. You know, to lose 1-0 against one of the big boys of League 2, a team that's got relegated from League 1, and to only be losing 1-0, it's quite a decent feat. It'd be nice if we just could get a late goal now. That'd be absolutely fantastic. As Roberts makes an interception, but it's only come as far as senior. Ward though, loose ball straight through to Brown. I think this is going to be it. There's 20 seconds to go as Rollinson picks up the ball just inside his own half. Plays it in field, straight to Randall. He'll wind the clock down a little bit. Philpott finds McCallum, the goal scorer. Well, Philpott's the goal scorer. And Wharton again exchange passes, and that's it. Game over. It's a spirited effort, but in the end, it's still a defeat. But I'm going to say, despite the result, I'm pleased because they've been tested by the best team in League 2 at this moment in time, and you know, we're a little bit unlucky. Worth noting, if you did join us on the first season, there's a former player here. Well, former loanee. Is it Staines? Staines Massive, fronted by Ali G, innit? Yeah, he's top of the goal scorers stats for the FA Cup at the moment. However, you know, we got to the round 1 of FA Cup, so it's not a terrible result considering the status of where we are. We're in the Vanarama North National League, or whatever it is, National League North. So I can't be too disappointed. So yeah, hopefully, if we can keep up like performances like that, especially in the defensive side of things, then we should be looking good. I mean, at the minute, as it stands, we're third, and we are 3 points off the top. The guys have hit a bit of a blip, and they've lost 2 games recently. Harrogate seem like the biggest threat because they just beat us. But yeah, hopefully you're going to join us for the next game, which will be... It's looking like Alfreton. No, sorry. I'm not going to do the Bedworth game. I'm going to do the Corby game, I think. Am I going to do Corby? I'm going to do Stockport. Stockport, one of the favourites to cope with us. But there's a big gap in the games there. We'll go for the Corby game. Hopefully you're going to join us for that. But if you have enjoyed this video, please drop a like for us. It'd be greatly appreciated. And if you'd like to keep up to date with this particular Let's Play or this series, feel free to subscribe. Hopefully you won't miss anything because it's as daily as possible, which so far since the turn of the year it has been every day, I think, barring one day. So I'm hoping to keep on top of it, and you know, hopefully you're enjoying it. And if you are, brilliant. But hopefully you're going to join us for the next one, which is going to be the Corby game on the 8th of September, I can't even speak. 8th of December 2018. Hopefully I'll see you there. Until then, I will see you then. Bye bye.